DDO Players News is brought to you by the Easy Roller Dice Company. If you've been looking for some cool dice, especially those metal dice you've been hearing about, check out EasyRollerDice.com. From their gunmetal dice collection to the upcoming Rolls Gold collection, they have some amazing dice. And also right now, you can save some money on your order as well. Go to EasyRollerDice.com. Make sure to enter the code DDO at checkout and save 10%. That's EasyRollerDice.com. Enter the checkout code DDO, and you'll save 10% immediately.
Good day, everyone. This is Pineleaf Needles, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Dracula.
Hey now, everybody.
Hello, Drac. How are things going on in Bavaria?
Tired, so tired.
So tired. The
No
days
sleep.
are too long.
That's right. Spoiler alert for later in the show. I'm not getting any sleep, but you'll find out why later.
Aha, we'll find out. Now, also, let's welcome our guests for tonight. We have with us Lessa.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
And Mithri.
Hello.
Hello. And why are they here? Well, that's a Mithri to me.
Oh, really? Really? Ooh. They can't all be winners, finally.
There you go, okay. And
I liked it.
let's head into our game news for today. Chirp, 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 chirp.
And we're done with the game news. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, no real game news this week, except, of course, for our usual store sales, which we will have rounded up by Dracula.
20% off the Slayer Count Boost, Select Shared Storage, Jewels of Fortune, and the Treasure Hunters Elixirs. As I said, 20% off in the store. Also, free sample of the week is going to be the lesser, I do not know, because I can't read it in the show notes.
Efficacy?
Efficacy.
Okay. Sure, the lesser efficacy. I have no idea what that even
Efficacy.
is. There, that word.
Lesser efficacy.
You get 5 of them if you use the coupon code PUMP UP. But yeah, what does that do? I have no idea what that even is.
They will pump you up.
Hence the code.
Let's head into the site news then. And how is our camera fund me going?
We did get a donation over the weekend, so thank you for that. We are currently at $130 of our $400 goal. So head over to GoFundMe, GoFundMe.com/DDO Players, and you can read about what exactly we're going to do with the video camera, and you can see some examples of the Gen Con coverage that we did last year and the year before, and you can see why we need that new camera. But we are currently at 130 of 400, so thanks for the donation over the weekend.
Right. Looks like that there are just cobwebs in the dungeon this week, so we'll head over on to the tabletop, where Modestus Entertainment brings Fallout to the tabletop.
This was teased a while ago, but now it is officially official. Fallout is coming to the tabletop via Modipius, as you said, and it is going to be a miniature war game. Now, does anybody on here, have you ever played any of the Fallout video games? Apparently, I'm the only one that has played Fallout.
I've seen that. My husband played them before.
So it's basically going to be just like that, but it's going to be a tabletop game, miniaturized. It will be for 1 to 5 players. They are also going to do a organized play as well. Not a lot of information is known. We know it's going to come out later this year. November 2017 is the release date. And they did state there will be a demo at Gen Con this year. So if you're going to Gen Con, you can check out the demo. But pretty exciting, Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Wargaming in the Wasteland, coming to the tabletop November of 2017 from Modipius.
And it looks like there's going to be an AI deck for solo play, if that is your preference.
Correct, yes. They did say they are going to work solo play in, and more information on the solo variant will be released soon.
I would think there will have to be if it's based on Fallout.
Exactly. Yes, that's why it shocked me when it was first announced. They didn't mention anything about solo play, and I know a lot of people kind of freaked out about that because, just like you said, it's based on Fallout. You got to have a single player experience, but they did say yes, they are going to have some kind of AI deck that you will. Well, they haven't really said exactly what you're going to be doing with it, but you can do it solo. You can head over to modipius.com/Fallout for more information and also to sign up for news alerts.
All right. Now, Drac, now I presume you've heard of Shadowrun Crossfire.
I have. I have never played it, but I have heard of it.
Well, what if they took that and converted it into a Dungeons and Dragons universe instead of a Fallout and Shadowrun universe?
Then we would get Dragonfire, which is the new deck builder game that is coming from Catalyst Entertainment and Wizards of the Coast. Dragonfire does combine the vast lore of the D&D universe with the fast play of a deck building game. Players are going to choose from several classic fantasy races, from the stinky dwarves to the elves, the high elf orc to the human, and assume one of the quasi-central roles. That would be the cleric, the rogue, the fighter, or the wizard. Equip yourself with weapons, spells, and magic items, and do battle. Dragonfire, the deck builder game. That is all we know about it. We don't even know a release date yet, but we do know it's going to be $59.99 MSRP. And once again, a demo of it will be at Gen Con. Rumor on the street has it that it's probably going to be released at Gen Con as well, but we don't know that for sure. We just know there will be a demo at Gen Con.
Now, they do state that it is intended for 3 to 6 players, which means that unlike Shadowrun, where they pretended that it could be suitable for as few as 1 player, but let's face it, Shadowrun Crossfire, they never seriously supported solo play. They have one scenario that's suitable for solo play, and it requires you to have already built up your character through other plays. Well, how do you build up your character for solo play if there are no low-level solo play scenarios?
Yeah, that is a little weird. I'm not sure how you can have solo play if you don't even have scenarios for it, but hey.
Well, yeah, one of the higher end ones has a solo play scenario, but that's right, there are no low end ones in there. So they decided, I guess they decided they can't support solo play scenarios in the system as well as they hoped at one point. So they decided to tell us the truth up front, 3 to 6 players. Though I presume that since it is a co-op game, if you wanted to play a single player playing 3 hands at once, possible. In fact, what I plan to do is I never really played much Shadowrun Crossfire because of that restriction I just told you about, and I'm not exactly overly fond of the Shadowrun universe anyway. But I am going to try to do a 3-hand game of Shadowrun to see whether or not I can handle it. And if I can, then maybe I'll consider Dragonfire. Otherwise, I'll have to give it a pass.
More power to you for playing 3 hands at one time. I couldn't do it.
I know. I prefer 1 hand. I know some people, they just like playing 2, 3, 4 hands at once. And I rarely can do that, but I've done it on occasion. Now let's go to something a little different, and that is Sailor Moon Crystal. Really?
Yes, it's based, of course, on the anime. In Japan, it's known as Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Crystal. And I know Lessa is an anime fan. Have you watched Sailor Moon Crystal?
No, I'm not. I'm not a.
Oh, you're not into Sailor Moon?
Sailor Moon, no.
Really? Oh, I'm
No.
disappointed in you.
No, you know how long it took me to start watching Attack on Titan? It took me a while. I had to sort of ease into it, So trying new things. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well,
Plus, when I get into something, I really get into it. So, and how many episodes are there? Okay, Sailor Moon.
God.
It sounds like there are a lot.
There's a million. I don't know. There's
So
a ton
I'm a
of
little
them.
afraid.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, and this is by far not the first game based on Sailor Moon that's come out, because I remember one coming out over 10 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago, where I remember seeing them in game stores. So it has been around for a while, at least the IP. But what I notice here, though, it says 5 to 60 minutes per game. I mean, isn't that a bit of a wide range?
If your game ends in 5 minutes, you got royally screwed somehow, and you lost really quick. I would be ticked off if my game lasted 5 minutes, but I guess we'll see. But the first Sailor Moon Crystal game coming out is going to be a dice challenge game, and it's going to be based off of the Origins Award-winning Buttonman game. So if you're kind of familiar with how that game plays, you'll know how this one goes. It is a dice challenge game, and I cannot talk at all tonight. An energetic dice battle game. It's quick to play, easy to teach, and highly portable for playing at those anime and gaming conventions. These are going to be released later in the year, and the board game should come out early next year. We have no idea what the board game is going to be like, or even what it's based off of, or if it's going to be like an original game. But yes, Sailor Moon Crystal board games coming to America.
Speaking of Button Men,
yes,
a new edition of Button Men is currently on Kickstarter.
It is. I forgot to put that in the show notes, but yes, it is.
Right. And yes, it has, looks like it's just reached its goal because it's hit $36,000 out of 30,000 for the goal. And this is going to be a version of Button which is going to include cards instead of buttons because it's very expensive to make those buttons that they were using. So what they're going to do is they're going to have a starter set that includes cards, 48 character cards in there, and for the higher levels of the Kickstarter you can order to, I think in order to get buttons for and all that, but that's more expensive, and the low cost version is with 48 cards in it where you have different characters of all various types for Button Men.
So now it's Cardmen.
That's what I was going to say. They can't call it Button Men then if you're getting cards. You're exactly right.
Well,
that is false advertising.
Well, the reason why they decided the name still fit is because they decided to set it in a gangster town, and the Button Man is a low-level gangster. Is a name of a low-level gangster, so therefore it still feels that the name fits.
That's a bit of a stretch, don't you think?
Of course it's a bit of a stretch. But they have history with this name, and it's the same system.
True.
It is
Very
the same
true.
system. Very well. So let's then head into the damsels, and if they wish to talk about anything.
Well, right now.
Yeah, I wish to talk about the fact that Drax said, "Hey, would you guys like to be on the show?" And we were like, "What?"
There's a reason. I have a reason for it.
We are trying to get our gems so that we can get into the
Yes.
Explorer area where Stealer Soul lives, so we can do Stealer Souls.
I think that's for the next section.
Well, that's what
No.
I say.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Not yet.
That's what we did. We haven't done that yet, actually. We have to do that before Friday. So it's the clock's ticking. Tick-tock, tick-tock. So we're going to have our play date.
all right. I was wondering if you had anything about DDO to talk about, or...
Yeah,
Before
we're
we
looking for
hit-
gems in the
Yeah,
Explorer
they just
areas.
Oh,
You are not paying attention. Pay attention to the show. I think they're talking about DDO right now.
right. Okay.
They are in the area that we just left, and they are getting ready to do the Stealer Souls quest, but they have to get the gems to do it. We didn't do it because we weren't going to do the quest.
Oh, okay. That's what you're talking about. then.
Yes.
Because we weren't going after those gems. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yes. Yeah, we decided we were going to do that quest, so yeah.
Yeah, that's what we said whenever we threw our gems away.
Yeah,
And yet here we are.
I think Saba still needs one essence.
Yeah, she does.
Let me guess. It was Saba's idea for you guys to do.
Well, it was sort of a mutual, we like punishment. So we said, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
You like to punish yourselves?
Yes. Yep. Yes. That's why we went into the Saber Atoll and said, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?"
Let a guy push us off of his ship out of
Exactly.
Down
And
there
you looked at a
somewhere.
big
Here.
giant toe and toe fungus, and
Yeah.
yeah.
All of that.
So when's your next live stream for the damsels?
This Friday. This Friday we'll be on at 2 a.m. Eastern.
Nice, bright and early.
Technically
Yeah.
Saturday,
Yeah.
but Friday for me, 11.
All right. Anything else you wish to talk about or hype or anything like that?
Oh no, that's it. We're good.
Very well. Then we will head into a little discussion on 7 Days to Die.
Oh Lord.
See, that is why they are on their show, Pine Leaf. Number one, there was like no game news at all. There was nothing to talk about. We had hardly any other board game news. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to have them on and we're going to talk about 7 Days to Die, or we're going to have like a 10-minute podcast.
What is he talking about, Leslie?
So here we are.
I don't know, man. What's he talking about? Is that a
7 Days
game
to
you play?
Die?
7 Days to Die?
I don't know. I never heard of it.
I know, I've never played it, so.
Don't start.
And seeing it's an early access game, I at least have an excuse for that
On
one.
Steam.
Don't start.
This is my story, and I swear it's all true. I was talking about something. I was posting pictures of some. I have a Minecraft Realms server that we were all playing on, and I was posting some pictures on my Facebook and saying, "Oh, ha ha ha! Look at this zombie stole my metal door and ran off with it like a jerk." And somebody said, "Well, you know, you ought to
stole
try."
the metal
He-
sword?
Yeah, yes. And he was
Rude.
like,
I've never heard
he
of
was
a
a
zombie
village.
stealing doors.
I know, and he was a villager zombie. And then so I converted him thinking it was going to get it back, and I didn't get it back. He was very ungrateful too. So, and somebody on Facebook said, "Oh, you know, you should try 7 Days to Die because it's like Minecraft, but like on
It's
crack."
like Minecraft.
Yeah, it's like Minecraft but terrifying. So I was like, all right, fine. I watched a couple of videos. I was like, okay, this looks interesting, and I tried it, and I just kept dying. I channeled my inner Pine Leaf, and I kept dying in new and creative ways. Like I couldn't get past a day without dying. The nights are terrifying. You have to cower in fear and hide.
Oh my God, I was getting these texts. I just died of dysentery, and then
I just died of
I
dysentery.
just starved to death.
Yes, that all happened. I died of dehydration. I got I didn't get mauled by a bear. That was someone else. That was
me.
actually Myth that got mauled by a bear. So, and at this point I was still playing by myself whenever I was doing all these dying, and my first 7-day horde, because every 7 days you get this giant zombie horde that comes and attacks you. It's sort of like a Red Sky Night. And my first 7-day horde, I was hiding. I pinned myself in the attic of this little house, and the zombies tore the house completely down. They leveled it to the ground. Like, it just shook. I felt the house shaking, and then the next thing I knew, the whole house was rubble, and I was on the ground, and they ate me. And it was,
Oh,
yeah, it was the coolest experience I've ever had. So, yeah, I kept. So
Must
after
be a new
that,
definition of cool.
yeah, after that, I talked a couple of our other friends into playing Myth. We got Myth on board, and then the next thing you know, everybody else fell like dominoes. Rent started playing, and then because they have a static group with Drac, they sucked him in as well. So and so here we are on our little server, running away from zombies and building perimeter defenses, and it's awesome. Trying not to die, trying not to starve to death.
Very addicted.
Yeah, it's
Very much so, yes. I can say literally, I cannot remember the last game that I played to where I'm just playing and all of a sudden I look and it's like, oh my God, it's 4:30 in the morning. When did that happen?
Mhm.
yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, that happens every single time.
that happened
Yeah,
like
but you two stay up pretty late. I don't know
True.
about Drac.
Yeah, but it's like
Yeah,
it's
I
like
usually do
5
too, but-
minutes have gone by.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
the hours just melt. They're gone.
But
Yeah.
I like it because I have never played it solo, so I don't know. I think I'm going to start a solo game to see. But I
You should
know
try.
in the game that we're playing, I like it because we all have our own role that we do.
Yeah.
And it's like we all depend on each other to basically survive this zombie apocalypse that we're in.
Because we each have a special team. My favorite for this particular game that we're in is Mythery. She's a miner, but she's also the person that works the forge. So she's the most popular kid in school right now, and everybody is always bugging her for stuff. And I love it when she gets grumpy, like she gets overloaded with work, and they're like, Mythery, she goes, "What? What could you possibly need? I need more iron arrowheads." No!
So it's like every time I turn around, Ren going, Misery, can you make me 500 arrowheads? I'm like, what have you been shooting that you could possibly need 500 more arrowheads?
It's been a day. Where did they all go?
Stop shooting your arrows so much.
Probably just one chicken. He went out and hunted one chicken and did 500 arrows on. I can see that happen.
But yes, finally, it is basically Minecraft on steroids, and the zombies are much scarier.
Which
And-
is much
So
scarier.
much scarier.
Okay.
Oh my god.
It's
And if-
terrifying.
You are familiar with the movie Friday the 13th, and you know who Jason is. There is a
I've
Jason
heard
zombie.
I've heard of Jason, though I haven't actually seen the movies.
Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me. You haven't seen the movies. But yeah. Doesn't surprise anybody, actually. But
We're
Let's just be
playing
honest
a
here.
modded version of the game. So Jason is in this modded version of the game.
yes, and it is absolutely
And he's terrifying.
terrifying.
He looks like a player. It's like a
He
player hacked
does.
your game and came in and he just kills you. Chop, chop, chop.
That's the funniest story. That Rent thought that somebody had logged on because we were on.
Yeah, so he
a
went out to
server
talk to him.
Yeah, and he just whack, killed him.
And last night we are
We were going to get water. No, we were going to
no,
mine.
we
were going
had
to
yeah, we had found what we thought was going to be a mine shaft. So I'm like, ooh, I want to go out and dig it because I like to dig.
Yeah,
Apparently,
because
Which-
apparently Drac is some sort of mole man.
Which-
Give him a pick and a shovel and he can't be stopped.
I didn't
He
know I
can't go
liked to
straight
dig.
either, but he can't be
It's-
stopped.
Hey, I had reasons for not going straight. You leave me alone. So Les and I are like running out there to like check this out because I was going to dig down into it and then she can do to where she can put ladders and stuff down. So we were going to get a ladder down in here and go down in here and start mining there and see what was done in there. So we're like running. Then all of a sudden she's like, stop. And then we look over this hill and there's this Jason zombie walking down this hill. And then all of a sudden there's
There was
another Jason
Yeah,
zombie
brother.
down the hill. And it's like, oh my God, it was twins. Yeah. So that was mildly terrifying because it took 4 of us to kill him. And I got like 2 headshots on him. And I think Rent maybe got 2 headshots. So that was like 4 headshots and it didn't even phase him. He
Well,
was
they're
not
zombies.
even slow. Well, yeah, usually you can take the zombies in this game will take maybe 1 or 2 headshots and they're down.
Okay.
But no, not him. I mean, we were like shooting him in the leg, we were shooting him in the chest, we were shooting him in the head, and he's just like, I'm going to kill you. Well, of course he didn't talk, but he's like, ah.
What kind
Yeah.
of weapons are you using?
I was using an assault rifles. Rent, I think, had a. I can't remember if he was.
Club.
Yeah, he was using a spike club. Cad's using a sniper rifle and a bow.
Here's my impression of Draculetta using an assault rifle. Oh, it's one zombie, and he's walking. It's hobbling just on the one leg. Blah 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 blah. Drac, it's dead. Blah 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 blah. Drac is really, it's dead. You can stop shooting. Blah 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 blah. I'm out of ammo. Does anybody have any ammo?
What are you trying to say?
Okay.
Nothing.
Well, an assault rifle sounds like an appropriate weapon against
But it's so fun though because it's really hard just to like tap it and just shoot it a couple times.
Yeah,
It's
it
like-
is.
It's like, oh hey, I have 60 bullets. Let's shoot them all at once. Like, yeah, it's like I gotta tap. Yeah, and then I always like to, once they're dead on the ground, I still go up to them and I shoot them, and then they explode in like just big pile of goo. So that's fun. But yeah, 7 Days to Die. It is on Steam, as Lessa said. It's crazy.
And
It's just crazy.
I was gonna say, if you're playing this game and you want a mod, the mod we're playing is made by a guy, Val Mod, and it's called Overhaul, and it is really good.
It's really cool. You can make a working sink and a working oven, and
Yeah.
you made a really nice kitchen. But just remember that physics is not like Minecraft. Physics is a thing. You so many times, like this is my like me and Myth trying to build a rooftop garden in our first game, and the whole roof just fell. We were standing on it too. It was just like rumble,
Right.
rumble, rumble, boom. The whole thing just came right down.
Like, well, that happened.
Well, we have a roof to fix now.
Then we have poles
bottom up.
all the way through the house.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled in the roof up.
Yep.
Leslie's
More
a
of
really
that.
good cook, too. She even
Thank
makes
you.
cornbread and jam.
Right.
And cornbread and jam. I presume that is a particularly good meal in that game.
I don't know.
You can carry it around because it doesn't smell
Doesn't
to the
smell.
zombie.
Zombies can smell your food. Like if you carry a hamburger or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zombies.
Aha.
Yeah.
But do they prefer meat type foods?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you want something that's non-meat on you so that the zombies don't get attracted to it.
Right.
Yeah.
I
It
was
pays to be
carrying
vegetarian.
cornbread, but now she can make jam, so it's a little more, I guess, makes you more full if you have jam on it. So.
But yes, and that's the thing too. You have to watch your body temperature. You have to watch how full you are, how thirsty you are, because you can die of starvation. You can die
Of heat
of
stroke, which I have.
stroke,
I have died
yep.
of heat stroke.
So yeah, it's crazy. You have all this stuff you have to watch, and then plus you have to go out and mine to get ores, dig to get dirt and clay, chop trees down to get the wood, and all the while you got to watch out because zombies can come at any time. They're more active at night, but even during the day you can get zombies. So you're out there chopping a tree or whatever, and next thing you know, you're dead because a zombie ate you that you didn't even see coming.
Yeah, they're kind of quiet.
Oh, what you mean that? Are you sure those weren't creepers?
Yeah. They don't explode. Well,
Okay, they don't
some of them
explode.
do, actually.
Some of them do explode.
But your person will let you know when they're hot or hungry because they make that terrible.
Yeah, they start complaining if you don't take care of them.
Oh, and the cops, they spit acid.
Oh, yep.
And then they're burning zombies and they run at you.
Yes.
And they are terrifying too.
They are terrifying because they're
Drax
on fire.
in love with the nurse zombie.
Yes, the nurse. There's this zombie nurse. And what were you doing, Drac? You were trying to do. No, were you chopping something? And she came and bonked you on the back of the head?
I was looking to see, because I had a quest that I had to get so much
right.
stuff. So I was looking to see, how far I was in my challenge.
Walked right up behind you and bonked you on the back of the head. And I have a theory, and she keeps doing it. She's killed you like 5 or 6 times now.
At least 6 times.
It is because you were misogynistic and you said, "Where's that hot nurse at?" And she told you where she was. She's like, "Here I am, bonk."
I did refer to
Your
the
party
zombie
member
nurse.
Draculetta has died.
I did refer to the zombie nurse as hot nurse, and ever since then, they are hunting me down and killing me over and over and over. So I apologize for the hot nurse comment. Stop killing me, please.
Shame.
If you shoot them in the face, they will run at you. She ran at me.
Yeah, and I'm telling all the zombies in this game are terrifying. But.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then like Lessa said, the reason why it's called 7 Days to Die is on the 7th night you get a horde attack, and that is a group. I'm trying to think of how many did we have, because we just did that before the show. We had our horde night.
It was maybe altogether the whole night. Maybe there were 50 or 60.
And
seems
those
like I cleaned up about between 30 and 40 the next day.
And those will come at you usually 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at a time, something like that. So and the problem is they come from all around you, because we have taken over this hotel. That's where we're like living now. Is we're living on the top floors of this hotel. And last night they came from the east side, I think it was, and now tonight they came from the west side. So you have to make sure you build your perimeters up. You have to watch all sides.
It's a surprise. You don't know where they're coming from.
You don't know where they're coming from, and it's terrifying because there's this. Oh my God, so many zombies! But yes, it is so much fun. I am having so much fun playing this game.
Same.
There are other things to be scared of. There are giant bears that will eat you.
Yes.
And dogs, and then
yes,
humongous bees that will fly at your face.
I actually have a nice video of that if you are ever interested in my first encounter with a bee.
Yeah, I will have to link that video because that video is awesome. I actually watched that before I started playing the game, and I'm like,
you're like, okay, I need to check this out.
It's awesome. But yeah, so yeah, check it out. 7 Days to Die. It is on Steam now. It is an early access game. So I've noticed a couple bugs. I've been crashing a little bit here lately. I got to figure out what's going on with that. So just keep that in mind. But it's really, really fun, especially if you like survival games and you like zombie games. This, I would say, would be the game for you.
And crafting game.
Mm-hmm.
And crafting, because there's so much crafting. You can craft everything, and you have to survive. So, like I said, I think that's the big reason I like it is because, like I said, everybody has their own little niche that they fill in your survival group, and you all have to depend on each other to, like one person has to do like the cooking and the
one person is I'm the medic. Medic.
Single player is really hard. It's hard to do everything by yourself.
I bet it would be. I've been thinking about that because, like I said, I haven't actually played single. I might have to start a single player game just to see because I can imagine that would be hard having to do all of that yourself.
I haven't even turned the zombies on in my single player yet.
Yeah, I get terrified. I've turned the zombies off. That's another thing you should probably mention. The game is tailorable, like your single player game. If you don't want any zombies around, you just go to your options and you disable their spawning. Okay. And they don't bother you for a little while. You can maybe get something done. But you can still get mauled by a bear.
Yes, you can. Repeatedly, even.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And don't think you can just shoot him in the head. I emptied
No,
my pistol
you'll just make him mad.
Still ate me.
Don't shoot him. You'll just make him mad.
What type of bears are they?
They're
grizzly bears.
The brown bears.
Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sort of like the type you would run into the Rockies or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Lewis and Clark's men. I remember hearing a story on how they had thought, oh, we can handle bears. We've got Kentucky rifles. No problem at all.
The next thing you know.
Yeah, they decided in the end that maybe these are a little bit tougher than the ones we're used to.
Bears scare me. I run away now. Just run away. Nice if you have an energy drink on you. You can certainly get away then.
Because Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah. Yeah.
In this game.
So I think that's it. Unless you guys have anything else, we can move on.
Right, then let's head into our gaming weeking and
your gaming weekend.
Our what now? That was awesome.
Let us head into our weekend gaming and Draculetta. What have you done this week?
Spoiler alert, not much DDO. The only DDO I played was with you, so I'll let you talk about that. I did earlier in the week, before this 7 Days to Die madness started, I did jump into Neverwinter again a little bit. I had got a press release from them about something new that came to the game, and I thought, I haven't played Neverwinter in forever. So I jumped in and I did that a little bit. My Warlock is now level 60. I started the Elemental quest line, and I also started going into the Underdark. I'm kind of bouncing between the two of those because I kind of get bored with the Underdark after a while. So I jumped up and I started doing the Elemental Evil quest line. So it's all right. Neverwinter is one of those games. I've said it before. I'll jump in, I'll play it for about 30 minutes, and then I'm good for like a week or so. It's just... And I hate to say that. I feel bad about saying that, but it's just like, and I don't know if it's because it's based a lot upon the edition that should not be named. That might be kind of the reason why I'm having a problem with it, but I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of fun. I like it. And I also ran a couple dungeons in that. That was kind of fun. And then I started playing another game that I need to do for review. I got a review code from them for a new game that's coming out also in early access. It's called For the King. It is a role-playing game that is mixed with a rogue-like features with it as well. So you will die, and you will die a lot. So if you like roguelike games, I think you might like this one. I haven't played it too much. I've died several times in it, though, because it is really, really hard. But that one is called For the King. Look for a review on that sometimes. And then the majority of my weekend gaming was 7 Days to Die, as we've been talking about that. Here are the highlights of my 7 Days to Die week. Moved into a hotel. I dug a really big hole and then a really big long tunnel. and then a tunnel going up for an escape hatch. And when I say a really big hole, I mean a really big hole. And it's kind of funny how it started out.
You didn't even mention how a guy, when you were coming up out of the ground, a guy was standing in that very spot and fell on your head.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes, because
it's like, hi guys.
we decided we were gonna, like, we needed a way out, like, in case the hotel ever got overran somehow, we needed a way out. So we decided we were gonna, like, build this tunnel underneath, and then I was gonna go out. Probably, I don't know, we're probably about 10 meters out from the hotel, maybe.
At least, yeah.
Out, and then we started going up. Well, then I had Alessa with me, because then again, she can build and do, like, the ladders and stuff. So I was digging with the shovel, doing the pickaxe, digging. And then one of our other people that's playing with us, he was standing above the ground, and I hit the topsoil, and I broke my way out, and the next thing I know, I see these feet falling down at me, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys, how's it going?" So yeah, that was insane. So yeah, I dug a really, really big hole, ran from Jason, and got killed by Hot Nurse several times. Hot Nurse has a thing for me, apparently. They want to kill me over and over and over. And then it was so much fun. We went on a very, very risky raid to one of the nearest towns to raid some of the stores and houses and see what we could find. I'm not sure what we were thinking when we decided to do that mere hours before a horde attack.
Mm-hmm.
We're like in a gun store and getting all this stuff, and all of a sudden somebody looks at the time and they're like, you realize it's about dusk, right? We're like, oh crap. So we had to
break our
Well,
legs.
at least you're well armed.
True, but yeah, I mean, we ran all the way, and Myth and I broke our legs running because we ran down a hill too fast and slid down and broke our legs, and yeah, it was scary. We got back to the hotel right before the horde attack hit, so that was like scary. So, and that is what I did pretty much this week. How about you, finally?
Very well, then we'll begin with what we did together, and that was to take our gnomes in an Evening Star, where we did the Ruined Keep. We were doing the challenges in Evening Star. So we first did the 2 Ruined Keep ones, the Daybreak Ritual and the Sunset Ritual, and I liked that the name of the druid at the Sunset Ritual, which his name was Argonon Pine. So therefore we had a piney druid there.
Was he like your long lost brother or something? You were like, hey,
must be a long lost cousin or something like that. Yeah. And we went through there, and let's just say that we only got 1 star from each of those runs. It's like,
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what we did wrong, because I've never done those challenges before.
Compared to the other challenges though that we did together, that was a win.
We did, because we actually completed them.
Right, because usually with challenges, what happens to us is we get 0 stars. So we did get 1 star for that, but yeah, it wasn't too much. Then we went to the Dryad Grove for the Great Tree. And that went, actually, I think that one failed, right?
Yeah, it did. I disliked that one immensely. That just was not fun. I did not like that challenge at all.
Yeah, that was a real pain. Then we went into the Underdark Arena for Fight to the Finish and the Ring of Fire, and I think we did halfway decently in those. Certainly a lot better than we did on the others.
Yeah, I think we got 2 stars, maybe.
I think we got 2
stars, I think, yeah. So we didn't do bad, but of course we didn't do a lot of the optionals. If I think we would have done more of the optionals, we probably would have starred better.
Right. But at least we got through there and we survived on the most part. And as you said, we did get an optional, I think, on each of the 2. So that's, I think, decent compared to what we normally do on challenges. And then we went into the Inspired Quarter and ran In the Demon's Den.
Oh, that Merilith.
Yeah. But we managed to get through it and survive, and yay! I didn't get too much else done in DDO simply because it was Lotro 10th anniversary and I was doing a lot of 10th anniversary stuff. So I spent my time playing Lotro instead of DDO this week. Hopefully that's not too much of a problem on your side. Then on the tabletop, I was playing the other two Hoplomachus games, the Lost Cities and Rise of Rome. And Lost Cities and Rise of Rome, they each come with only a single arena, but they are larger arenas than you get with the other one with Origins. And I played some scenarios on them. The first few scenarios I played, I was getting ripped to pieces, but I started getting an idea for things because the last two scenarios I ran, I actually managed to win. Yay! So that's what I spent most of my week on. Lisa, what did you do this week? Or did you do anything that wasn't related to 7 Ways to Die?
No, of course I did. But I was just thinking, I applaud you for doing that quest in the Demon's Den. I loathe that quest because as a paladin or someone who plays a lot of paladin builds, she has a lot of weapons that will destroy me. It's really hard for me to fight her. So good for you for getting in there and getting it done. I do not like that quest at all, and I especially don't like that Marilyn. She's mean. She's a mean girl. She
is mean.
She is.
She just needs a hug, that's all.
Yeah.
She needs a hug.
So, no, in DDO, I have a couple of regular static groups, and right now my permadeath static group, we're going for 5,000 favor, and we're right at 4,000 favor. And I'll be honest with you, we're capped right now. We're not capped at 30, but we're capped. I think we're just sitting around 26. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I'm just following the leader. It is because he says, no, we need to be capped to blah, 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 blah. Whatever. So we're cleaning up our favor, and it is a slog. Like, some of the quests, I'm just like, oh, really? We have to do this one? Yes, we have to do this one. We need this favor. Okay, fine. Let's do it. That's how I've been feeling the last couple of weeks. I'm just, this better be worth it. At the end of this thing, this had better be worth it.
I can't imagine 5,000 favor.
5,000 favor.
Insane.
You have to do everything. So imagine the quest that you really don't like in the Demon's Den, you having to get in there and get it done. And that's going to be me in the next couple of weeks because coming up. My poor paladin. And little does the party leader know that when we get in there, I'm going to tell him, guess what? You're going to play with her, and I'll go and do whatever else.
There's plenty of whatever else to do.
There's plenty of other jobs. I don't want anything to do with that evil, evil woman. We'll find out. And the other thing I did was I downloaded Mass Effect Andromeda in anticipation of my 3-week break from school before the summer session starts. So, and I went ahead and I made my character and I played through the first little mission, and it is really cool looking. I'm super excited about getting to play this game. And the only reason I haven't already answered the call of Mass Effect Andromeda was because of 7 Days to Die. It's like, imagine that you are a crack addict and you want to get off crack and you use heroin to do so. That's what I feel like has happened to me.
That pretty much sums it up. Yes, that's
that's
a good way of saying it. Yes.
And all your friends are using heroin.
And all your friends, and instead of helping you, they enable you, and they just start doing it with you. So
Like,
there you have it.
Come over here. It's cool over here. Check this out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's some really good stuff.
Exactly. I was just way too excited about how many different ways that I was dying, and I think Myth got curious, and that look what happened. The next thing you know, we're over here fussing about making a kitchen.
All the dominoes are falling.
I know. We have to nest,
Yeah,
Come on.
we do.
It's the apocalypse. We're thriving. Sort of.
Thriving in the apocalypse.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, we're the kings of the apocalypse.
We're supposed to be able to make really good stuff eventually.
Yeah,
in this
that's basically why we're in it.
one. Mhm.
To make the good stuff,
Looking
the pretty stuff.
I think I'll stick to Minecraft.
Yeah.
All right.
That was it.
Mithri. Oh, you had anything more, Lessa?
No, I don't. Sorry.
All right, we'll head to Mithri, though I have a feeling it'll sound very familiar if you repeated everything you just said.
Yeah, I think it will.
I also have a static group, but everybody in my static group decided to play 7 Days to Die. And that was the night that we got Drac addicted, I believe.
Yes, I believe it was. Because instead of playing DDO
Zombie
that night, you're
plague.
like, come over here and check this game
Come
out.
over here. Look at
I
this.
think you'll like it. Look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's your fault. I blame you.
You learned it from watching her?
That's right.
I don't really have anything to say unless you want to hear more about 7 Days to Die.
Or more about how we can't find our gems in the explorer areas.
Yeah,
so,
that.
yeah.
I think that will be sufficient.
Okay.
We currently have 22 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to help support DDO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even be a guest with us for an episode of DDO Players News. This week, we do not have any reviews, but we would just like to have some. But we do have a featured comment from Balalaika.
I was wondering, is that Balalaika like that? Like a musical instrument? I don't know. I was curious.
Maybe.
You're right. Balalaika on Gatekeeper's RPG interview with designer Ilya Basov. A great interview, especially the DDO part at the end with FF. For some reason, I love hearing the back in the day stories about DDO.
And FF, of course, is Flimsy Firewood. That's what the FF stands for.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, he was a Deb, and now he is back, actually.
Whee!
He is back on DDO. So everybody keeps telling him more puzzles. So we might see more puzzles because he's the puzzle guy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll love that.
Yeah, I told him during that interview, I don't know if you listened to that interview yet, but I said, so you're the reason why I hate all these puzzles. And he said, and he's like, yeah, I'll take credit for that. It's me.
Very well, then. We also have an email and track. Who is that from?
It is from Name Withheld by Request. And Mr. Name Withheld by Request said, hey, guys, I really enjoy the show every week and have a simple tip that you almost stumbled upon yourselves. Drac, you mentioned being stuck in a tree root and that you needed to slash death to get out of it. I'm sure one or more people have already suggested this, but you can type /stuck and the game will move you to a nearby spot and you can continue on in the quest. If memory serves me, the command is only available once per hour to prevent abuse. Keep up the great work. Name Withheld by Request. And yes, I did try /stuck, and for some reason it didn't do anything. When it moved me like deeper into the tree root. So yeah, I was really stuck in that tree root. So yes, but I always forget about /stuck though. So yes, but thanks for that tip and thanks for the nice words about the podcast.
All right. If you'd like to send us an email, you can send it to podcast@ddoplayers.com. You could also follow us on Twitter, the Players Alliance @PlayersAlly, DDO Players @DDO Players, Draculetta @Draculetta_72, and Pineleaf @PineleafNeedles. You could also follow our guests, Lessa @Lessa, and Mithri @Mithri1. The Players Alliance has 4 live shows every Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News. On the first and third Fridays at 11 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have XP Quest. On the last Friday of each month at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Locho Academy After School. And every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Locho Players News. You can join us for our live shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And also, don't forget our sponsor, Easy Roller Dice Company. And if you were looking for some cool dice, especially metal dice, you need to take a look at EasyRollerDice.com and check them out. From their gunmetal dice collection to the upcoming rose gold dice collection, they have some amazing stuff. Also, right now, you can save money on your dice too. Go to EasyRollerDice.com and make sure that you enter the code DDO at checkout to save 10% immediately. And that is it for tonight. And until next time, this is Pineleaf Needles reminding you to quest responsibly.